everything is brand new. I just sit and wonder why I can't believe that I'm your guy. Just say my name and I'll come through. Just leave me for somebody else.
I'm sweet and salty, mix it up and enjoy my body. Love to hate me, praise me, shame me.
So a lot of you guys asked me to draw a character with curly hair, so I figured I'd give you a little tutorial. So first things first, you want to really quickly throw in your hair shape. Don't think about this too much. It could be really light and loose. Then to get the hairline right, all you got to do is throw in these shapes. I like to think of them as slinkies, but you're just going to keep layering these on top of each other until you get something that looks a little bit like this. And then using a really light hand, we're just going to shade in our entire shape. And don't worry too much about these lines going in the same direction. They can go this way, that way, the other way. I really think the messier the better. Then coming out from our darkest areas, we're going to shade using that slinky or S shape. And don't be afraid to be a little loose and mix up this shape as you go. I think this is my favorite step. It's a little tedious, but you want to keep going until you bring out these shapes all the way to the edges of your hair. And then once you reach the edge, you want to complete those shapes to a little point at the end. And I got a little carried away here and decided I wanted to add a lot more curls, so I went ahead and did that. But the only other thing you have to do to finish this up is define your edges, add a couple flyaways, and you're done. So hopefully this helped you guys. If this looks like you, please duet me. I would love to see. Hi, thank you so much for your comment. I was so excited to do this that I ended up going to your page. I stalked you a little bit and decided to do this drawing of you. So I really hope you like it, but it also brings up something that I've been meaning to talk about on this platform. I think it's really easy for artists, myself included, to find one way we really like to draw faces and then sticking to that. And of course, that's great, but we kind of miss out on a lot of opportunities to include diversity in our art. And that can make a lot of people feel excluded or underrepresented, even if that wasn't your intention. So if you're an artist yourself, I challenge you to draw or study the facial features of more diverse people. This will not only help you with your skills in coming up with your own original characters, but it'll also help people that typically feel underrepresented feel more loved and more welcomed. You know, every single person on this earth is beautiful. And as artists, we have this unique opportunity to show other people how we view the world. So to all my artists out there, let's make people see the world as a diverse and inclusive place for everyone. Thanks for listening. If you can't afford expensive art supplies, don't worry about it. You don't need expensive art supplies to make good art. Today, I'm going to show you guys how to draw with highlighters. So I'm using this bright yellow first to lay in my subject completely, and then I go in with an orange just to lay in my darker areas. So do a little color blocking just like this, add a little stripe. Oh yeah, that's good. Now we are about to switch to Tombow water-based markers, which you can get for like $2.75 each, so they're not so bad either. And I only buy 3 of them, so I spend less than 10 bucks on that. So with those, I lay in my darkest areas, so the lips, the eyebrows, the hair, that sort of thing. And now I'm going to do some detail work. So now I kind of go in with all the markers, go in with a little bit of black. You can use a Sharpie, you can use a pen, whatever you have laying around. It doesn't really matter. Add in some more detail, some green on the stripes. Then I go with a white Posca marker. And this gives me the details I want at the very end to make those white highlights pop. And then we're done. So yeah, total cost of materials is under 15 bucks. And look at all these things you could do. Woo! Hi, thank you so much for your request. I'm really sorry you feel that way. I thought the only way I could make it up to you was to do this drawing of you. So I may or may not have stalked your page a little bit, but here we go. This is how I do a little bit more of a realistic portrait. So I'm not gonna lie, these usually start out a little bit rough and it's a little discouraging when you first start, but you really just gotta trust the process. The most important thing is that your proportions are right, especially when you're trying to capture somebody's likeness. So it took me a little while to construct the face, but once I was happy with it, I was able to throw in that hair shape. And let me tell you, you have some of the most beautiful hair. It is unreal. So now you guys have seen this before. We're gonna shade in the entire hair shape. And once we do that, we can start darkening. Now I'm using a lot of the same techniques that I showed you guys in my curly hair tutorial. Now all you have to do for wavy hair is to make those shapes a lot looser and almost a little bit chunky. So with a little bit of patience, you should end up with something that looks a little bit like this. And then once I'm happy with the hair, I can start going back into the face and start rendering all my little details, darkening things, sharpening things, all that stuff. And then I'm done. So yeah, I really hope you like it. I did 2 other little portraits today too. Thank you for commenting. I've never actually drawn vitiligo, but I figured I'd give it a shot. So today I'll show you how to draw with markers using just 3 colors. Using my lightest color, I fill in the shape completely and then lay in my features. So with my base all done, I can shift over to my second color and add in my next range of value. I also want to point out that I was using a reference photo because I wanted to get this just right. Now, once I finish throwing in the darker areas of the skin, I can throw in a couple details like my eyes, my nose, the lips, that sort of thing. And then we're ready for our last color. So personally, I like to use a complementary color because your shadows are going to stay dark, but your piece will stay colorful at the end. Look at that. So I loved where this was going, but we weren't quite done. So to finish everything up, we're going to bring our mechanical pencil back to the party, and that's going to be a really helpful tool to add in all of our details. So I went and outlined the eyes, the eyebrows, nose, lips, the hands, all that stuff. Now this next step is where the magic happens. Using our white Posca marker, we're going to make those eyes pop. I had so much fun with this, I decided to do another one. So I hope you guys like it. Bye-bye. Let's hop right into it. Today I'm showing you my favorite way to doodle some eyeballs. You want to quickly shade in a bow tie shape and then throw some footballs on top. And then 2 little circles for the irises. Then you can throw another line on top for the crease. Now shadows are going to be your best friend, so don't be afraid of them. These 2 shadows are really important in showing where the nose starts. And now you can quickly throw in your eyebrow shape. It's coming together. So go ahead and shade in your irises, and then we're going to start darkening our corners. So start defining that eye shape and throw in a little tear duct too. So now I like to shade towards the edges of my eyes while leaving the middle light, and I add a little bit of shadow underneath as well. Then I like to define more of the middle of my nose. Now darken that shadow but leave a gap for the lower eye line. So now we have a great base to build on top of. For the iris, I like to throw in a nice big pupil and shade in the top. Now at this point, I like to throw in my eyelashes. Now these next couple steps are all about refining what you've already done. So just use an eraser to pull out your highlights and darken your shadows. Now eyes come in all different shapes and sizes. So practice a variety.
Facts about people with dimples. If you didn't know, they're genetic and they can actually skip generations. And if you have them, you're pretty lucky because only 20% of the USA has dimples. And you're super special if you only have 1 dimple on your face. It's so rare that we don't even have an estimate about how many people in the world have 1 dimple. And the survey concluded they're one of the most attractive features you can have.
Guys, what the heck? Today I woke up to 500,000 followers, and I know the only way I can say thank you properly is by drawing you guys. So I went ahead and did a little stalking. Look how cute. And randomly decided on these 5 people to draw. Now I'm going to hype you guys up the way you hype me up. Girl number 1, you already know you're fancy, you're cute. Girl number 2, you got that attitude. I like the glasses, the peace sign. Oh, guy number 3, I really think it's all about the hair. Like you really kind of kill it. Like, I don't know. I wish I had hair like that. Also the style. I like your shirt. Very handsome. Damn, I really wish I knew all of your names. But next up, we got this pretty lady right here. She's really good at makeup. And she's got some clear skin. And some bomb-ass wavy hair. Like, damn. And last but not least, I believe your name is Chloe. Your username is Chloe's Paints. But I think you just got the best smile. Look at that. Look at that glow. And you got some nice wavy hair too. So thank you guys for all of the love. I'm just trying to give it back as best I can. Again, thank you so much for 500,000. I'll see you very soon.